Tingin ni Santa Rosa City Rep. Dan Fernandez. Mabigat ang mga ebidensya laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte kaugnay ng kinakaharap nitong impeachment complaints. Sa panayam ng daily program na On Point ni Pinky Webb sa Bilyonaryo News Channel, sinabi ni Fernandez na sa ngayon ay wala pa raw lumalapit sa kanya tungkol dito. I think I will, ang tugon ng kongresista nang tanungin ni Webb kung pipirmahan niya ang impeachment complaints kung sakali. Batay kasi niya sa ginawang pagdinig ng House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability ay mabigat ang mga ebidensya laban kay Duterte. Sa lahat ng nakikita nating mga ebidensya that was discussed in the House Committee on Good Government, makikita mo na talagang hindi ko naman sinasabing guilty, pero sinasabi natin ang bigat ng ebidensya. Anya. Ang impeachment complaints laban kay Duterte ay nag-ugat sa di umano'y maling paggamit ng confidential funds ng Office of the Vice President.
And identified several personalities who got involved with criminal syndicates and engaged in illegal activities in the country like illegal pogos, money laundering, human trafficking, kidnapping, murder, illegal drug trade, smuggling, extrajudicial killings, illegal land acquisitions, fake citizenships, bribery, graft and corruption, and use of the government and its resources in furtherance of these illegal acts. As a result, Quadcom has initially recommended the following: further investigation of several personalities by the proper agencies to be able to build stronger cases against them, the enactment of laws that will permanently ban POGOs, the forfeiture of POGO assets and the real properties of foreigners and foreign-owned corporations who are constitutionally barred from owning such assets, the cancellation of late registered birth certificates, and the prosecution of government officials who facilitated these illegal activities and who ordered the extrajudicial killings of people suspected of being involved in illegal drugs for reward, and those who transformed the armed services into a killing machine in order to pursue their sinister agenda. Ngayon po sa ating pagbabalik ay meron naman po tayong naisilipin na mga pangyayari kung saan sa aming palagay ay para bagang nagbunga ng hindi makatarungang resulta para sa mga nasangkot. Ang Quadcom ay hindi lamang para tugisin ang mga nagkasala sa taong bayan, kundi para maghanap din po at makatulong sa paghahanap ng hustisya para sa mga taong pinagbintangan at nilapatan ng mga kaparusahang hindi makatarungan at hindi karapat-dapat. Ang paghahanap ng hustisya na ito ay sa pamamagitan ng pagpapatibay pa ng mga batas at dagdagan ang kanilang ngipin upang maiwasan ang injustice, ika nga. Layunin din naming na mabigyan ng pagkakataon na mailahad sa publiko ang kanilang kaso at baka sakali maraming nakikinig na makakatulong magbigay ng impormasyon na maaaring mapawalang sala sila sa ating mga hukuman. Ang mga pagpuslit ng tonedadang droga na nagkakahalaga ng mahigit 12 bilyong piso na ibinintang sa mga maliliit na tao.
Meron din kasing na-discover kaming container van sir sa GMA Cavite na nakalink doon sa MICP container or the magnetic lifters. So dalawang magnetic
DJ
lifters
Aaron, malayo po yung sagot nyo doon sa aking katanungan eh.
Sir, kaya nga namin sila kinasuhin din because nakalink din sila doon sa kaso na na-discover namin sa GMA na 4 naman na magnetic lifters na discover namin. So these are the same magnetic lifters that was discovered in MICP. And perhaps sir, I can also ask the legal service of PIDEA to determine the real reason, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Pedea, what would be your answer to the request of former DG Aaron Aquino?
Sir, we'll check with the records. We are not still there in PDEA when that happened, but we can get it from the records of PDEA, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I cannot proceed more because PDEA is not ready to give an answer to my questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop. Perhaps we will just pursue that line of questioning when the legal department of PIDEA will be present in the next committee hearing. Yung tanong ko lang ulit sa Bureau of Customs, no. Ang legal department, 'di ba, kapag ka merong order for seizure, kayo 'yan, 'di ba? Sa office nyo nanggagaling yung seizure orders, correct?
No, Your Honor. It comes from the port collector.
So, ang port collector orders the legal department to issue a seizure order.
No, Your Honor. It's the port collector who issues the warrant of seizure and detention.
So, ang ano yan, ang port collector.
Yes, sir.
Now, kung merong order of seizure, paano naman nalilift yung order na yan?
Okay. Warrant of seizure and detention assumes that the items are imported. And if it's imported, pwedeng may incidents ng duties and taxes or
Merong
violations.
technical smuggling
misdeclaration.
or outright smuggling, correct?
Misdeclaration, undervaluation, or misclassification, Your Honor. And then after the issuance of the WSD, the port conducts a hearing to determine if liable for forfeiture po yung...
Who conducts the hearing?
It's the law division of the port.
So, in this case, kayo.
It's the law division of the port, Your Honor.
So, iba pa rin yung legal ng customs sa law division ng port?
The port, the law division belongs to the port, Your Honor. Legal service is in the central office.
Okay, so who now orders the lifting of the seizure order or yung WSD?
So after the hearing, Your Honor, depende dun sa mapapatunayan during the seizure hearings, it can be released or forfeited. If it's released, Your Honor, that's a decision against the government. It's a subject to automatic review by the commissioner.
Just like recently, meron tayong na-seize na mga bigas that was forfeited in favor of the government, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, in other words, yung order to lift the seizure would have been issued or would have come from the office of the legal department under the law department.
Upon its review, Your Honor, we make recommendations to the Commissioner of Customs.
And then,
We draft the recommendation, Your Honor, for the approval of the Commissioner.
sige, we will just perhaps continue that line of questioning sa next because we can now proceed.
Meron din ako itatanong din tungkol doon sa issue yon. If I may.
Okay, sandali. Kasi last interpellator si Congressman Acop sa topic ng drugs, but we can
ano lang.
allow you for a short interjection.
Yes,
Congressman Dan Fernandez and then Congressman Paduano.
Yes, sino ba ng mga nagko-conduct ng mga raids? Doon sa, halimbawa, na-issuean sila ng LOA. Di ba mga CIIS ang nagko-conduct?
Primarily, Your Honor, the intelligence group who...
Intelligence group of what
Of the Bureau
division?
of Customs, Your Honor. It's a group.
Ano
headed-
pangalan ng group nila?
Intelligence group, Your Honor. CIIS.
Yun na nga, yun na yung sinabi ko kanina. CIIS. Sila yung nagko-conduct. Kaya nga, Mr. Chairman, siguro kailangan po natin maimbita. Sino ang head ng CIIS ng Port of Manila and ng MICP? Head. Yung
For
chiefs.
MICP, Your Honor, I think certain NCISO and for POM, Your Honor, I think it's a certain Joel Pinawin, Your Honor.
Okay. So sila ang mga nagko-conduct ng mga raids na yon.
They implement the letter of authority issued by the Commissioner, Your Honor.
Yeah.
They're the ones who enforces the letter of authority.
So ngayon, kapag na-enforce na nila yung letter of authority at naging successful nga yung raids, what happened next?
Your Honor, in the enforcement of the letter of authority, the letter of authority comes from the visitorial powers of the commissioner. It's the power of the commissioner to ask proof of duties, proof of payment of duties and taxes on goods openly held for sale or being kept in storage. These are imported goods, openly held for sale or kept in storage. So with the letter of authority, the enforcement of which authorizes the officer of the Bureau of Customs to enforce it to ask for the submission of proof of payment of duties and taxes, Your Honor.
Pero dapat, before that raids na nangyari, hindi na sila dapat nakalabas doon sa port di ba?
Your Honor, if the owner of the goods are able to prove payment, due payment of duties and taxes, then it's okay, Your Honor. It's released or it's given back to, or it's not being seized. But if there's no, if the owner fails within 15 days, fails to show proof that
Bakit 15 days, attorney?
nakalagay po sa,
Napakahaba naman nun.
Nakalagay-
Ano ba yan? Room for negotiation? Kasi pag 15 days, you can do anything Or
Your Honor-
bakit 15 days atap? Samantalang kung mapapakita mo na meron ka ng mga dokumento, right away. Di ba? Para walang room for negotiation. Kasi yun ang nangyayari Di ba?
Your Honor, the 15-day period is provided for in the CMTA under Section 224.
Nang
CMTA, Your Honor.
CM.
CMTA, Customs Modernization and Tariff Act.
Kaya nga, we need to amend that. Dahil kung 15 days, napakahaba nun. Di ba? So, Mr. Chair, I think we need to dig deeper dito sa sa isyong to kasi medyo dito tayo nakakakita ng window ng ng problema. At kung walang mga naparusahan sa BOC employee na nakapag-issue mga commissioner ng LOA saka ng SWD, tingin ko dito, Mr. Chairman, dito tayo naiisahan ng mga nagtatarang yan sa BOC. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Dan. Yes, as I said earlier, pagpapatuloy natin yung topic na yan dun sa next hearing natin dyan sa Bureau of Customs. Yes, and last but not the least, on the issue of drugs, Congressman Paduano.
Thank you,
have,
Mr. Chairman.
10 minutes.
Anyway, Mr. Maiksi lang to, isang question lang po sa current